you know, that
Right.
3% cap, are there any, flexibility, like, the emergency comes up, your county, is there any flexibility?
The only flexibility you have is to go to a vote of the people.
That's it.
And in the county, there's a provision in there for counties that are over 4,000 people, and the one that's we're under. So you're gonna have to you'll have to go to the vote of the people, and that's the only way you're gonna change it. And so the likelihood of that, slim and none, and slim and left down. So,
And you can't do that right away, can you?
no, you'd have to wait till
When
either
it's primary
June
election.
or November. It's
Right,
gotta
you
be
can't.
one of those
Let's-
ballots.
You know, 2 months from now, have a special election, you can't do that anymore.
Can't do it in 2027, can't do it in 2029, you can only do it in even number of years.
I can't believe that, that's gonna,
Well, I think it's some are gonna run into a real heck of a fight.
yeah.
And again, for us, it will not be early on. And we're fortunate, we do have some resources in the bank. Not everybody is in the same circumstance you are, so.
So with that said, 26 would be the first time we could do it, and the next time would be 28.
You have
So-
two chances in each of those.
So if that's the case, do we want to find out exactly what's going on, or do we just want to be silent about it? I mean, it's better to know ahead of time what's going on than.
Well, you'd have to have a specific reason
And I don't
in
think,
order to raise that.
yeah, and I don't think you're certainly not going in June of 2026 because you would not, there's no way that you would be able to know, even though you're halfway into the year, you have to be prepared months in advance of that. So the earliest I would say that you're even having a conversation about this is next summer for November.
Right.
And my thought on this would be, you're not going to raise your general fund. You might consider going to the people for increasing 14 mils for the road.
Road would be you'd have to have a
Roads,
specific
roads.
reason. You just couldn't say, gee, we don't have enough money. People would never pass that. It would have to be a specific,
And
concrete
the road
reason.
and bridge, you're already subsidizing it heavily, not lightly, heavily.
And that's an area where we would get in trouble with the staff.
Right, but what I'm driving at is, you know, if you gotta wait till 28, there's too much headache between now and then.
That's
That's kind of rough
a
game.
long time.
That's a long time.
I can't believe they passed that. I really don't.
Well, at the same token, there's one thing you gotta remember. Okay, so it doesn't pass, all right? But then we try to assume that. Well, all of a sudden, there's not as many services anymore. And come 28, they might be okay to do it, because they've done this in places.
No, most of the time, though, if it's in a special situation like that, it's because something just pops up or it's an emergency, and now the state has handcuffed us,
I understand.
everybody,
Yeah.
because you, in theory, can't do it for 2 years now. What's the reason? I don't understand the reasoning behind that.
Well, I think they want to assure voter turnout in the election.
Yes,
And that's what it's
that's
about.
what we're
And so when you have an election on the 17th of October,
during
you're
the
not going to
holiday.
turn out. And so think about this, what we just talked about. Knowing what you know about the value of a mill, multiply 48 grand times 6, and you're getting awfully close to what? $300,000, which we just talked about is what it would cost us for every related trade. That might be what you're going to them for, is taking this from 14 to 20, just so you can pay for your equipment.
Yeah, you'd have to have some specific
Right, but I mean,
reason.
you gotta get it in their thought pattern, if you wanna say it that way, because I know that there
Well,
was,
but it's hard to sell what ifs.
I know that, but, then by 28, if they lost some stuff, I don't remember where that was, but that happened in Suffolk County, they did that.
So I'm going to I'm gonna take you back to your road budget just quickly here. Okay, right now, and it's gonna go up 75 grand, so it's gonna be basically $1.5 million, right? You agree with me?
Yep.
But this bottom line is gonna be 1.5 million, when we add the 75 to the equipment line. All right, 14 mils right now generates less than 700 grand. Okay, That's the tune to which you're subsidizing the road department right now.
Yeah.
Your general fund's already paying half of it. Okay, so that's why you might consider going to the people to say, yeah, okay. So now the townships are now vested in this, they're giving you about 135, so they're giving you 25% of that 700,000 that you're subsidizing, or 750. Okay, so eventually, and we know the prices of that equipment is not going down, it's going to go up. That becomes what you probably go and ask for. You're not gonna go and ask for an increase of your general fund because you're not at 16 you're already not taking what you can. But you can only go up 3% at a time, so that becomes kind of
And it's still gonna be a hard sell though, because citizens in Harvey and in Pheasant and in the towns of Bowden are gonna say, well, how should we go pay for those roads?
And it's the same reason that everybody else needs to pay for them too.
Yeah.
And everybody will pay for this as opposed to in Valhalla Township, just
Right.
they're paying for it.
Speaking of that, Orange Township's on board now, paid up.
We have all but two, and one of them has said that they will. I'm surprised after some work got done, they called me and said, yeah, we'll send that to you. Haven't seen it yet, but at least they've committed to that. So then there will be one. And I don't know if they'll ever, and it's something, if they don't pay for it, then we gotta start having a conversation in November, December about what we're gonna do with their allocation.
So we'll charge an extra on the bill, everybody else does.
And that's Orange Township.
Well, that was our guess.
I've got Silver Lake and Wells, and Silver Lake has said we will pay. So,
Yeah, they've been having some road issues in culverts and.
okay, this is really and truly all we need to do. I will make the changes that we've talked about when you were here on August 5th. You will have the exact budget as I intend to post it. I'll post it on our website, it'll be there. We'll discuss it on our September meeting, but we will have our budget hearing in, together with our commission meeting on October 7th. That's when we'll have our budget hearing and when we'll approve the budget that day. Any other questions or comments on this matter for me?
It looks pretty darn good.
Okay.
Unless
Thank
it
you very
blows
much.
up, we'll make it another year.
Hopefully.
Right. Later through another one, yeah.
And FYI, for those that are, I anticipate, we're gonna have a retirement here. And I don't necessarily believe that that position will be replaced in full. So attrition is a thing, and it's a thing in every department. Or it needs to be a thought in every department. So when you get your second one at the end of 2026, these are things you gotta go, do we need all of these things? Do we need the exact same number of FTEs? It looks like I'm putting a title, but I'm not. Pointing at the reporter's office.
He is putting it.
So, just a couple of things coming in your August meeting. We'll have that. We'll have the literature for putting out for making the recorder's position appointed. We'll have all that language. We'll all be ready. We have some stuff that's coming from Tammy's office that has to do with floodplains, that has to be taken care of. That's what one of the letters that was laying by you guys was about. So
I think passed it around, Brian, I don't know if you got to see.
yeah, we'll be there.
Especially if you're still planning on retiring in 2026.
Yes.
Yeah. You did have a conversation with her a little bit.
Yeah, and we need to do that because, we need to do that because we do not want that position on the June ballot.
No.
So,
Right.
and that's the only way it's getting off there is if you take action.
Well, we talked about that for 7 years.
I'm old enough to say that whether she retires or not,
Okay.
we should make it a point.
We talked about this a couple of years ago, Ray, and I can't believe we didn't do it right away, but yeah.
And the number one thing, she's very capable, she's very sharp, okay, but being accountable to the five of you is, to me, way outweighs that. No, I could pull off 3,000 people, that's 75% of the county, has no idea what that lady does. So don't tell me it needs to be elected, that is.
Correct.
It goes back to the other deal, Brian. Communication.
Accountability.
Well, no, Dan's point is,
No, I know,
elections,
but-
elections are such that you're voting for a person you really don't know what they even do.
It
An
could
election is a moot point.
be, the election could
They're
become
outdated.
a totally unqualified person.
Oh,
Yes.
in that department especially.
Yeah,
You'd be a lot of
Right, but
almost all of them now.
what's over there, what's recorded is, I mean, that's big stuff. Not just land ownership, there's a lot of other stuff that goes with it too.
All right.
Anything else for the meeting?
This took 27 minutes longer than it should have. So.
Yeah. Do we need to have a motion to adjourn or?
So,
Okay, second. Meeting adjourned.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Now you can make your funeral stand.
But that's,
Now you can make
65
funeral.
more. I anticipate like that. And really and truly, I've got some things that I'm gonna need to learn, but my hope is that I can share somebody with another office here. And an office that we have a lot in common with. My only concern is whether or not she'll be around here after next summer. Because her husband keeps snooping around in different places and because Carissa's a gem.
oh yeah,
You could commit to having her for the rest of her working years, but whether or not they'll live here
Sure.
after next year remains to be seen. So
Yeah.
that would present a real hardship for us.
oh, what's nice about that is when you have the flexibility, where you know, do things back and forth, that's a big item.
Yeah, and the only thing that, and I think I could twist her arm to get her to come back part-time and help with election.
Yeah, there you go. That's
So-
already over here.
Well, you've heard it, but I'd like to share that person over there. And we talked about this, and she gave some everything, and I don't know, a year and a year. And yeah, that's a real concern. That would be a concern if she
Yeah.
was just doing
it's
that.
hard to project that in any position.
So,
You never know where it's going.
That's right.
Here's what it is, you have a
No one like, not hit regular today either.
Well, haying and harvesting is gonna be a struggle at this rate.
If this keeps up,
Been getting much done up there.
just fix it.
I knew
I haven't
today.
even made it in years.
See you guys.
Yep, yeah.
You're all right.
It's gonna be a while.
How's it going?
Yeah.
Going good.
Yeah.